Brothers, thinking about life will leave you emotionally drained at times, but it will also make you appreciate life as well. The thing about living a long, productive life is that you don't want to have regrets which leave a burden of guilt. A lot of men suffer in their later years because of not being mindful in their youth. If you're young, you don't know just how lucky you are to get this information right now. It's literally life-changing. Just as anything else in life, these are lessons that millions of men have learnt too late. If you don't want to fall into the same trap, you must learn to recognize these life lessons at this very moment. With that said, let's dive right in. 1. Start making healthy choices as soon as you can. Not making healthy choices is the difference between life and death. The things you consume are crucial to your long-term health and overall well-being. A lot of men live their lives pushing away a healthy routine. I'll just start from next Monday. Oh, I'll start from next month. Hey, New Year is around the corner, I'll make it a New Year resolution. All that so-called planning is just a recipe for failure. Brothers, understand that everything you consider insignificant in life adds up over time. If you didn't skip the cheese on your burger every lunch, that's more than 1,000 cheeses you've consumed in less than 5 years. If you committed to doing just 10 push-ups every single day, that's more than 10,000 push-ups in 3 years. Also, who we choose to associate ourselves with, have in our presence, and allow to make an impact on our mental health is just as crucial. When negative people are around who don't care about your best interest, it's mentally excruciating for anyone. You are the primary decision maker in your life and should recognize like-minded people who actually stimulate your growth and maturity instead of hindering it. Those are the only people you should entertain. Making healthy choices for your physical and mental health will steer you to having an extended and more productive life. 2. The effect video games have on your testosterone levels. Being a gaming addict has been associated with obesity due to its sedentary nature and the tendency to overeat. Brothers, this is not a casual matter. It's an official mental disorder today, known as internet gaming disorder. This condition is characterized by obsession with gaming all the time, withdrawal symptoms, and a loss of interest in other activities. Over a long period, your brain becomes so accustomed to this heightened pleasure that it causes a lack of motivation to engage in any other activities. But brothers, the negative impacts don't stop there. Gaming has also been linked to sleep problems, depression, and anxiety. A study found that just 2 hours of daily gaming is enough to significantly increase symptoms of depression. You might be wondering, how does this all play back to testosterone? Well, all the factors mentioned earlier, overeating, laziness, sleep problems, depression, and anxiety, they all work together to wreak havoc on your testosterone levels. So, the key is moderation. Most of these effects will be significantly reduced by simply limiting the number of hours you spend on gaming each day. Where you used to play 3 to 4 hours, set a timer and allow yourself only 1 hour or even less of gaming. If you find yourself being bored and having nothing to do, that means you have a lot of time to invest in healthier activities you never noticed before. That's how you know you're on the right track. Fill those gaps up with things you know will add up over time to make you a more refined man. 3. You're never too young to start figuring out your finances. Many people are going to live unhappy lives because of their financial situation. The main reason is that they waited too long to actually start planning out a future. Their youth years were spent partying, buying the latest iPhones, wasting money on dumb things. The reality is, finances are a hard thing to learn and master. The infamous living paycheck to paycheck status arises from here. So brothers, I don't care what your age is. From today onward, start pocket watching and making sure you're as efficient as you can be. Make smart moves that will ensure financial safety as you age. If you feel like you're stuck at minimum wage and can't move up, master some skill and start moving up the ladder. 4. Build up physical strength. Brothers, becoming physically strong has a major impact on your mental health, mainly by boosting your self-esteem, which in turn improves your mental resilience and tenacity. The issue is that globally, men today are experiencing a decline in physical strength, making us one of the weakest generations in history. If you think that's just speculation, research has revealed a 22% drop in grip strength among millennials compared to their parents. This isn't just a concern for men, but has much broader implications. It's causing men to question their identity as strong, masculine figures. The solution is simple. Whoever you are, hit the gym and partake in strength training. This involves weightlifting and progressively increasing the weight load as you start getting comfortable. Over time, your body will undergo tremendous muscle growth, and that results in higher confidence and a greater sense of personal power. As a man, that's what actually boosts your mental health too. 5. Don't get too comfortable being an introvert. Before you start angrily typing in the comments, hear me out. You may have your preferences, but they only come into play when you're doing the extras in your life. You may say, I chose painting as a hobby because it lets me be in my own world. That's valid. But when you're in the grind, you can't afford to be giving any less than your 100% dedication. Saying you're an introvert shouldn't be a free pass for avoiding social situations, and trust me, it's not doing you any favors. So how can you break free from your introverted tendencies? It's a little nerve-wracking to start with, but you'll quickly realize it isn't anywhere close to being as bad as you thought it would. Start by sending out a message to everyone in your contact list. You'll fear rejection or being ignored, but it's a hurdle you've got to leap. Once you're done with that, line up get-togethers with family, friends, and coworkers as often as you can. By sticking to these steps, you'll notice your charisma soar to new heights. 6. Treat your time like an asset. The most valuable asset that we all have is time. No matter what you do throughout life, you'll never get time back. Time is so essential, but most people don't take it as seriously as they should. Time is purely an asset because it's so rare. Think about it like this. When you put gas in your car and drive for miles and miles, after a point, it's just gone. You can't put the same fuel back into the tank because it's already been burnt and utilized. The only difference with time is that you can't refuel it since it can never be replaced. You won't find any time pumps on corners or freeway exits. As you get older, wiser, and mature, you'll realize that something as precious as time should be used with supreme care and more seriously than anything else. But guess what's better than that? Learning and ingraining within yourself that same lesson right now. Think about how many hours, weeks, and months are going to add up with time. 7. Become a better listener. Some of the best human beings that walk the face of the earth are great listeners who've made the strongest impact. You don't want to go through life talking more than you're listening, because that's going to be detrimental at some point. Listening provides you with different perspectives and is an overall guide throughout life in ways you could have never imagined. For men who are simply in love with their own voices, listening is a very hard thing to do. They do more talking than pay crucial attention to the details of the conversation. So brothers, don't be too prideful to admit that you need to be a better listener. It can sometimes come natural, but you don't want it to come too late in your life with disappointment. Hence, start working towards it voluntarily if you lack in this department.